Coming up today on That LTD Life, I'm going to be showing you Chat Playground AI. This is a large language model conglomerator. It allows you to use up to 6 LLMs at the exact same time. It's actually a pretty impressive tool. I've been playing around with it already. I'm going to show you from top to bottom exactly how it works. I'll show you the pros as well as the cons. By the way, I am Dave. I'm from ClientAmp.com. If you've never seen my content before, this is not a sponsored video. I'm going to go ahead and just give you my honest feedback on what I think. I really like this interface. There's actually quite a few AI tools bundled in, but as the name implies, the playground is kind of the main one. It might not be the one you use the most, but it's where they start you off, and it's obviously named after that. So let's look at the playground. I'm inside of it right now. I've got this kind of 2-up view here where I can see I'm using ChatGPT 4o on the left, and I'm using Gemini 1.5 Pro on the right. I've also toggled on web access. I can turn that off for either model here, and then I can engage with the model. It's going to actually talk to both of them at the same time, and then I can determine which model has the best output. So let me go ahead and just try it out here. I've got a prompt. How many of the letter R are in the word strawberry? Make sure to count them all. Let's go ahead and submit this. You can see both of the chats in progress here. ChatGPT gets this correct, and Gemini Pro gets this incorrect. So ChatGPT says 3 and Gemini Pro says 2. Obviously, ChatGPT in this instance would be the winner. I'd want to go with that answer. Now, it gets cooler than this because we can use more than just 2 models, and there's an entire prompting system that I'll walk you through. Let's go ahead and just check out the other options down here. You can see this is the kind of split view I'm in right now. If I can go up to 3 if I'd like, and now I've got Claude Sonnet joining the party. I can even do a quad box and have 4 LLMs. Here is Perplexity. Now, obviously, I can switch this between any of the available models so I can, have the exact setup that I want. The other models, by the way, are going to be Llama, Minstrel, and Bing Copilot. So why stop at 4? We've got so many models available. We can go all the way up to 6 models at one time. So let's try this strawberry prompt one more time. I'm going to clear off my chat on ChatGPT as well as Gemini Pro. There's a little icon up here which will erase the chat. And now I'm just going to paste in that exact same prompt. We're going to send it to all of the models at once. So yeah, you can see that going up. It went from 13 all the way up to 19. So every time you engage with multiple models, it's going to count 1 credit per model. And just checking this strawberry test here, it looks like ChatGPT got this. Gemini Pro got it this time. It says Claude got it correct as well. Perplexity also has it correct. That's Llama has it correct. And finally, Minstrel actually got it wrong. There's only 2 according to Minstrel. The other icons you're seeing here are going to be your chat history. You can click on that and see your entire chat history. And there's a sharing icon as well. If you click that, you can share the chat as Markdown or as a ShareGPT link. Clicking on this will upload the conversation to sharegpt.com and then generate a link to share it publicly. So that's the playground section in terms of using multiple models at once. But as I mentioned, there's an entire prompting section. It lives kind of coyly down here in this secondary button. If you click on this, there's a bunch of starter prompts that you can use, categorized up here. So if you want to find some social media prompts, you can click over and see what other people are doing. There's not a ton of them, to be honest, but there's enough that you might want to check it out. What's most interesting to me is the fact that I can create and save my own prompts. So over here, I can choose add prompt, give it a title, a description, choose a category, and then you just write your prompt inside of the body area here, save it, and then it's going to live everywhere. So it'll be under my prompts here. It'll be under the explore section, so you can search for it. Very, very easy to do. I actually created one right here. This one, show notes, I created. We can use this. I'll click use, and you can see now that my prompt says show notes over here, and I can go ahead and edit this if I wanted to. Although I'm happy with it. I can change the tone, the style, and the language. So rather than doing formal, I will just do friendly. And the point of this prompt is to create an article based on a transcription. So let me show you how this works. Now, I don't want to generate an article in 6 LLMs, so I'm just going to scale this back to 2. And why don't I choose ChatGPT and Claude? There we go. I'm going to clear out this chat. And now I've got a transcription from a recent video. I'm just going to paste it in the window here. I'm also going to include the chapter markers because that's important for my custom prompt. And now that everything is in here, and this is long, let me tell you, like it's a long transcription, I'm gonna go ahead and submit the prompt with no other directions because remember, I've got my custom prompt with its own instructions up here. I'll hit send, and now you can see it went to both ChatGPT as well as Claude, and now the article is being created. Here we go. We got two pretty good looking articles here. You can see this is a taco truck roundup show notes, and I've got show notes for a Cadle, insert chat. It went through each of the tools in the video and then ended with a conclusion. And Claude Sonnet did just as good of a job, if not a little bit more extensive. It even included an FAQ section at the end. So yeah, very happy with both of those results. Obviously, I could spend a little bit more time tweaking them, but I'm in a really good place to start with something like show notes for a podcast or a longer YouTube video. It can read the article to you as well. So you just click this little speaker icon and it will speak, not in a very pleasing manner. It's a really robotic sound, but it can actually read the article to you if you need it to. For some people, that is critical that they need it to. But for everyone else, if you just want to throw on your headphones and walk on the treadmill, you can hear the outputs here as well.
Taco truck run.
Obviously, there's a copy button over here, so you can choose which output you like best and then use it in your desired intended place. Now, the one thing I have not mentioned inside of Playground is that there is vision available as well. If you go over to this last icon here, which looks like an image, this is not for image creation as I originally thought. It's actually used to upload your own images so that you can show it to the large language model and it can give you some feedback based on what it sees. I am going to try out the vision capabilities. I've uploaded an image of some tacos here, and I'm going to ask what ingredients are included in the tacos. All right, here's my prompt. What ingredients are included in these tacos? Name only the ingredients you're sure of, and I'll submit this. It's gonna go to ChatGPT, Bing, as well as Gemini. Looks like it failed to upload over to Bing for some reason, but I've got a pretty good result here from ChatGPT as well as Gemini. It says hard taco shells, shredded lettuce, diced tomatoes, shredded cheese, and cooked meat mixture, likely ground beef with taco seasoning. And that is a pretty good assessment. Gemini Pro says taco shells, ground beef, lettuce, tomato, and shredded cheese. So I think in this instance, I'd probably give the lead over to ChatGPT, but Gemini Pro's result was pretty good as well. So that is the Playground. There's this section down here that says AI models. There's not really a lot to talk about here. It's just if you want to engage with just one model at a time, you can do so. Just pick the model you want to talk to and you can engage right there. You can also see your chat history inside of this window. I can close it, open it up again with this icon over there. One is image generation. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. Here's the image I had to generate earlier of a sumo wrestler eating a taco. It does feel stable diffusion-y to me. It's not terrible, right? All right, so I'm going to say generate an image of a shrimp with a cowboy hat. And the style I'm going to use is, let's do illustration and generate image. Says images can take up to 30 seconds to generate. And there we go. Actually, that one is pretty good. The last feature of Chat Playground is called Mixture AI. And this is a very interesting idea. It's going to take ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, as well as Llama, and combine them all to give you a mixed output. So it's essentially going to analyze what the best parts of each answer is, and then give you a final conglomerate of all of them in a single output. So rather than just picking and choosing between the different ones, it will combine them for you. All right, so I'm going to say, write me a message to my client about how grateful I am for 10 years of their business. I gave some little details about the business here. Let's go ahead and see what it does, grabbing information from all of the major LLMs. All right, so you can see each LLM working here. And now once they are complete, Mixture is going to take over and combine them all into a final output, which should be the highest quality version. All right, so I've got my mixture of output, and I gotta say I'm not super impressed because it starts with, in my opinion, the biggest fatal flaw an LLM can make. I hope this message finds you well. There's nothing more obvious from an LLM than that line. Notably, the only model that chose to start that way was ChatGPT. I hope this message finds you well. So unfortunately, it picked that one to go with. Everyone else started beautifully, by the way. Gemini starts with, "It's hard to believe it's been a decade since we first partnered with Joe's Widgets." Claude says, "I wanted to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude for your incredible loyalty and partnership over the last 10 years. And Llama says, "I wanted to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude for the opportunity to work for you over the past decade." So interestingly, that Llama and Claude are pretty similar in their output here. But I'd say all three of these were better than ChatGPT, which means it's also going to be better than Mixture just because of that one line. Now I can obviously edit that out, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure I'm sold for this specific purpose on Mixture yet. I'd have to do more testing to really know for sure. Where I think it will probably improve is in the form of doing like problem solving, coding, anything that takes more logic, having more inputs, and then kind of weeding through the answers. I would imagine that Mixture is going to do a better job in that scenario. All right, time for a score. Chat Playground AI is going to get an 8.1 out of me. I think this is a very impressive tool. I do think this is one of the best implementations of this type of tool that I've come across, not just in the LTD space, but really anywhere. This is an exciting tool, and I could see it even replacing our expensive Claude Teams plan. We pay $150 a month for that.